Well, when we say our next guest is an explosive performer, we are not kidding. Jennifer Schneider is a human cannonball, one of only 10 in the world, half of whom are members of her own family. You can catch her 3-4 times a day on the Stampede Midway, but we are blown away to have her in the BT studio this morning. We have been talking about you all week because what an odd and wonderful job you have, and I know that you love it.
I absolutely do. I'm thrilled to be here. This is one of my favorite events that I've been lucky enough to perform in, so I'm pretty excited.
Okay, so I guess start from the beginning. You come by this honestly. This is a family affair. So you grew up surrounded by what?
My dad flying through the air. I traveled with him when I was a child up until I was about 16, and then my professional career kicked off. My sister and I started touring with our own human cannon all over the world.
So how do you start, and what age do you actually get your start, and then how do you kind of learn? What's the learning curve of
Very short distances, because there's nothing to prepare you how to shoot out of a cannon other than shooting out of a cannon.
Right.
So you start at very short distances to learn how to land in the net and not become injured.
Right.
Cannon's always the same, the net's always different. So it's very important that you land properly.
Okay, so we're watching this happen. So take us through what's actually going on as you get in there.
Well, I'm telling everybody right now to cover their ears because it's loud. It's
right.
a cannon. Once I sit on the end of the barrel, I'll put my helmet on. And my husband's raising the barrel right now, and I've been telling him that he has to pay attention because he's going to fling me off the barrel with raising it. No, I'll climb down inside, then we give a countdown backwards from 10, and the rest is history.
And so what is the force that shoots you out?
That is a very closely guarded family secret. My dad designed and built his first cannon about 36 years ago.
Right.
Held the world record with distance until my brother, Dave the Bullet Smith, took it from him a few years ago. So we keep the inner workings within our family.
But suffice it to say, it shoots you out with enough force to propel you into that net.
You don't want to be lazy. It's painful when you are.
So how fast are you going?
I leave the barrel about 37 miles an hour. I'm in there and then I'm in the air just faster than you can blink.
Okay, and then I was asking you about landing. What's the optimal way to
landing
land
on your back? Basically, you're doing a swan dive. You want to land flat on your back, not catching your ankles or anything on the net, because that's where we have trouble is learning. You land on your ankles, you snap them, and you have to wait 6 to 8 weeks before you can get back in the saddle, so to speak. So you learn how to land pretty quick.
And you have sustained some injuries. I mean, anybody who does a physical sport like you do does.
I have
recently,
some
right?
metal souvenirs in parts of my body from surgeries, from incidences with the cannon. But knock on wood, over the course of 26 years, they've been very, very minimal.
And you're saying this is your life. Last time you were at Calgary Stampede, you were about 17 years old.
I think I was, yeah.
And you spend most of the time traveling. You do travel with your family, and you mentioned your husband. Tell us a bit about his background as well.
Well, we met. He's a motorcycle stunt jumper when we became married, and now he's the Dino-Maniac, or Radical Rob. He blows up in a box of dynamite. We just got through doing a Royal Easter show over in Sydney where he blew up 28 times. He's just more ridiculous than I am, for sure. But he's pretty amazing.
There's an article in the Globe and Mail, a newspaper here in Canada, that said your family is just a reality show looking for a network. And I want to say to the powers that be here at City, I think we should follow you around with cameras because it is so interesting.
My son needs a GoPro on him at all times because Brody is just the coolest kid. And Amber's pretty awesome, too. She can hold her own.
Well, what a fantastic life, and we are all in awe of you. You can catch Jennifer, the Human Cannonball, or the Cannon Lady, at the Calgary Stampede Midway daily, 3:15, 6:30, 9:30, and then an encore, you were saying?
Yep, we include the evolution of freestyle motocross, which is fantastic. Definitely, if you don't even come to see the cannon, come to see that because it's fantastic. We include at the 10:30 show, they do their portion, I shoot, and then they do stuff on fire, so it's pretty cool.
Unbelievable. More information, breakfasttelevision.ca. Such a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you for having me.
Dave, and I was telling Jennifer, as we were watching Andrew Schultz on the lowest speed of the bull, I thought she would find that quite amusing, don't you think?
I thought he did great.
Well, I found it fairly amusing. He just posted on Facebook that he's retired and he's never getting on another one again, and that was really not that much of a test. 20 past 8, and the drive into work this morning hasn't been much of a test either. It's been really, really easy. Very